So question number one, who are you?
My name's Tim. I'm a home grower. I grow for a lot of reasons. Medical.
And what is it that you do?
I like learning as much as possible about anything that I'm doing, and I like seeing other people succeed. And I'm a grower through and through. That's what I do. That's who I am.
That's fantastic. I'm also a grower, so we're brothers there. So what kind of things in the cannabis space are dope to you right now?
I think vertical integration, that's really dope to me right now. Having your own thing from soil to oil, doing every step yourself so you could control the output, so you could do exactly what you want, how you want it.
Who in this space do you think is doing dope things?
Prairie Grass Selections is doing dope things. Bob's Exotics is doing dope things. I think both of those guys are worth supporting.
How can we support you, Tim?
I would like if you could come to the events, smoke the weed, and tell me what you think about it. That would help me. I want feedback.
Come to events. Come out and do dope things with dope people. Thanks again for your time. I appreciate it. You're listening to the Elevated News Podcast with two dope dudes. Here are your hosts, Dave and Aaron. Welcome to the Elevated News Podcast with two dope dudes. We're a podcast focused on discussing local and national cannabis news and culture. We're here hyper locally for you, and that's what we do. I'm Aaron. This is Dave. We're the two dope dudes.
What's up, brother?
Not much, man. How are you?
I am quite lovely. I still am struggling to hear out of my right ear from the concert last night.
Yeah, you went to a Ween concert, right?
I did.
Yeah, man, that seems awesome.
It was fun.
Yeah,
It was
I like
incredible.
those guys. They have some great songs, and yeah, they're awesome.
Yeah, and I can't hear out of my right ear, and you're on my right side, so we're doing good.
Yeah, no, cool. Let's do plugs. We'll get them out of the way. You can find us, the Elevated News Podcast, on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and all your other favorite streaming and podcast apps. Also, by the time this comes out, you'll be able to find us on supportdopepeople.com.
Ooh!
Go check out supportdopepeople.com. It's a website that's going to encompass a lot of things and unlock a lot of things for a lot of people. And we're excited to get it going and look for cool stuff. And if you want stickers, you can go to supportdopepeople.com. Sign up, give us your email address and pay shipping, and we'll send you out a sticker pack. Continental United States.
Sweet.
Yeah, for
I'll
sure.
make
You can also find us on the Two Dope Dudes YouTube channel. Give us a like, leave a review. This helps us reach more people. Share it with your friends, and thank you for doing so. Dave?
Bingo. Yeah, if you don't mind, also, please check me out at Peace, Love, and Cope on YouTube. I stream live on Mondays and Thursdays, answering your questions about medical cannabis. I am there to help you take your health into your own hands. Yeah, that's really about it. I just like talking about cannabis, and I want to do so in a manner that isn't making one of these MSOs any bigger. So
Yeah.
just supporting the people.
Heck yeah. We are supporting dope people, and we're happy that Peace, Love, and Cope is a part of that, and Dave's a part of that, and we're going to introduce you to many more people who are going to be a part of something awesome. So thank you.
Boom.
Boom. Boom. We're like the two NPR ladies on SNL.
Oh,
You're like, boom sauce. And there's your turkey dinner.
That's
Boom.
awesome.
Yeah. All right.
Boom.
Boom. So dope person of the week is Caden. You might know him if you shop at Homegrown Supply in St. Charles, or he is also Medicinal Mindset on Instagram. He's got some cool photos. He is like the organics dude over there. He's really into the build a soil stuff, and he's super awesome. He also does all their dyed discs over there. So if you want a Caden dyed
Awesome.
disc, he does, I think, mostly Trilogy, but you know, they're
Awesome.
super awesome.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
Way
and
to
he,
go, Caden.
yeah, he also collects glass and does stuff like that. He's super cool. He was fun to interview, and I'm glad I got to. Good
Yeah.
for you, Caden. Dope
Uh,
person of the week.
Canna Chris had to say that Caden's a great dude. I'm glad you guys did this little interview. Credit him for turning me on to build the soil over 2 years ago, and it changed everything in my garden for the better. Caden is most definitely a dope person. Thank you, Chris. That's super fire.
He's definitely the reason I'm probably shopping at Homegrown, because they had Build-A-Soil.
That's
When I got
awesome.
into Build-A-Soil, they had it, and so that's how they became the store that I went to. And so Caden's been the man there about the Build-A-Soil, so thank you, Caden.
Let's go, Caden. And then also Love Green Culture, our boy.
Marky.
He's always into it. Every time I run into him, I have great conversation about organics and produce. I love smoking with him and chopping it up about growing. Caden seems like a real one. Have I met Caden yet?
I don't think so. I don't think you've actually. Usually he's working the store. He doesn't get to, like, I got him like on lunch, and I was like, come here.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
I'll
Caden-
make sure to introduce you. He's
Yeah,
cool.
please.
He's good people.
Sweet. Caden, keep doing what you're doing, man.
Yeah, for sure, man.
We appreciate you.
And come out and play disc golf with us sometime. Seriously. Like,
Yeah, I'm into that.
come on, man.
Yeah, I'm
I-
into that. I'm
He likes
into
to play
this.
Campton Hills. He's a Campton Hills guy.
Fire.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I'm into that.
I mean, we should play Campton Hills. Every time I try and play, it's just bad.
I love that place.
I know.
I genuinely.
I've been there
do.
multiple times. It's definitely one of those places like you need to go. It's like Eagle, where you need to go more than once. Otherwise, it's just going to be confusing.
I dig what you're.
Yeah.
trying to do. I
You
dig
gotta
what
you
you're-
gotta like figure out your lines a
know
little
your-
bit.
Yeah.
You
gotta
can't
know
just
your
throw
thing.
spike hyzers there.
Right. Open field.
I mean, you
Right.
could, but you know.
Right. I dig that.
Yeah. Next up, episode 11.
Sweet.
Yeah, this is a good one.
11's my favorite number.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
If print mail media were to open up, we would instantly double the amount of marketing we'd be able to do. Getting cannabis rescheduled would be bomb. That is one of the comments on the YouTube.
Thanks, Brett. And
yeah.
honestly, it would be. There's so many sectors that it would be good for, and there's so many places that it would be strange in, that, like, to do the macro of it in my head, because I try to look at every aspect of it. It's hard to say, you know. I mean, there's so many places it's going to benefit, but there's some places that it might disrupt, you know, some of our already progress. It might be a step backwards in some of the
Ooh.
progress, or many steps backwards in some of the progress.
Sounds
so.
like a preview for later, Dave.
Woo!
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. No, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's gonna be. I'm pumped, because I think
In some
means
ways it
good
can be
things.
good, and in some ways it's, you know, not so good. But this person works in marketing, and they could do a whole lot of print marketing, very likely. I think the point is that when they deschedule it, I think a lot of things are going to be in disarray, because they're not going to have any rules for it, or
Yeah.
they're going to have to make up rules for it.
Well, I mean, that's the whole. That's what's happening now.
I mean, yeah.
Between the states and the individual operators, there is no clear established rule, right? There is a
Right.
state operating procedure, and then there is, what is it? The state's administrative code,
Right.
and then each company brings out their standard operating procedure, which goes against or measures against the what the state presents as what you're going to do. So if you can present, and that's how people win licenses, right?
Yeah.
They take a SOP, standard operating procedure, and they write it out and go, here's how we're going to standardly operate to make sure that all of your rules are completely complied with. And then the state goes, oh, that follows our rules, you get the license.
Yep.
And that's literally the licensing process.
Yeah.
But yeah. SOPs.
SOPs, let's go. Standard operating procedure.
But yeah, they often are manipulable per individual instance, and
Yeah, it's like everybody's
to-
security SOP. Like it's not, it's everybody's using basically the same wording.
to a degree until you just have to kind of write it towards the building that
Yeah,
you're getting
you have to
into
tailor
too,
it.
because right, so like even within individual companies who aren't able to literally build something out and be like, this is all of our stores look the exact same, so we can have a standard operating procedure across our company. They literally have multiple standard operating procedures for all of their different dispensaries in the state, and they all look different from one another. So it's a mess, man.
Yeah, and that's part of the problem in trying to open a dispensary. You have to find a suitable location, and then you have to write your security and your SOP based on that location. And then
Correct.
you're stuck paying money or rent on that location, and you haven't been awarded something, or something's on hold, or there's something else that's where these places are running into problems.
The
That's
other weird
the
thing-
restrictions in Illinois are it's not great.
Well, and on top of that, for people who are investing,
Yeah.
if you don't have a standardization across your entire thing, so that somebody who comes in and purchases a thing they're not purchasing one company, they're purchasing a company with 7 different faces to it. It becomes very hard to like buy in sometimes.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying is it could be weird, but it could also be great because maybe it could help standardize some things or whatever too. But anyway,
We'll see.
yeah.
Right on. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for everybody that interacts with us. Please, all of this
And
is going to
Mom
be
too.
Yeah, and my mom.
I forgot. I
No,
closed
yeah,
the thing.
it's
I
all
feel
right.
bad. Mom,
Thank you for
we love
bringing
you.
updated news.
You're an amazing
yeah.
woman.
Thank you for always supporting me and commenting on my stuff. You guys are the best. You know who you are.
Yeah.
Everybody that supports us.
Oh,
But yeah, follow us, interact, comment, supportdopepeople.com. Let's go.
Oh, it's coming.
You'd be able to find Dave's links there as well, supportdopepeople.com. Dave will have his own spot where his stuff is linked to. So
Boom.
we're hoping to have one repository of people doing dope things and, see what we can do.
Yeah,
Let's go.
I'm into it.
Yeah. On to the news. I mean, this is the news podcast, the elevated news. It's news. We're going over news that is already happening.
Correct.
And been posted.
Interpreting.
So we're not an actual news source. We're just discussing the
Interpreting
news.
the news
Right.
because often it is very biased towards
Mm-hmm.
whatever the news source needs to project, and sometimes it's nice to have somebody who can read between the lines.
Yep.
And has some personal experience with the inside.
And
world.
we've got some different viewpoints that are, different life experiences, but both all about medical cannabis and, using that medically to help you.
Yeah.
For sure. So onto the news from Illinois News Joint, purveyors of good marijuana news. By Jason Brown. IDPH recent released its August 2023 medical cannabis sales totals. Dave,
Yeah.
what do you think? What do you think might have happened? Oh yeah. In August, dispensaries served the exact same number or amount of patients as the previous month, but with lower overall sales number, continuing a downward trend since March 2023.
But the thing is,
I know.
the dispensaries serve the exact same amount of patients.
Mm-hmm.
Well, patients are fucking
So that
medical
means,
customers,
yeah.
of course. But like, what about recreational customers? What about customers? Because I understand
yeah.
that they're trying
no,
to
I
loop
agree.
something together. But that's why when I read something, I need 100%. Use the words as what you mean, because this is interpretable. To me, patience could potentially mean either thing. I'm sure it's probably overall the amount of, It just doesn't make sense that you would sell.
They make a separate one for recreational as well. There's a
Oh, this is only medical.
yeah, this is only medical.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I know what you're saying. No. This is only for medical.
Okay, good, 'cause
so
I thought
medical
it was
is
overall
down.
sales.
Medical
Oh, shit.
cannabis sales downward trend continues.
Oh, look at
It's
me
okay.
fucking not
I
paying
know.
attention.
Railing against a man. You're just so used to railing against a man.
It's okay. You know what, you're right.
Yeah. So there's also some other information here as far as how much. I don't think that's super interesting.
Well, I mean, that's generally good then if we service the same amount of
Concentrates
patients.
and infused products accounted for 13 million, 0.8 of the total sales, which cooled off from previous months with similar totals. Licensed medical cannabis dispensaries sold 12 million in dry flower sales and served 64,126 unique patients who purchased 1,273,352 grams of dry cannabis.
Yes.
Moving weight.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is
Illinois has been stuck
decent.
on 55 medical cannabis dispensaries for several years with no future plans to add more. That is the problem.
I mean,
And we know that's the problem. And there's no will, and there's no will in the state. There's no anybody lobbying to get more medical dispensaries. There's no tax breaks by the state incentivizing people to open up medical dispensaries. You're supposed to be able to get craft cannabis at medical dispensaries. You're supposed to be able to have reserved access to certain cannabis at medical dispensaries, and there's just so very little, and it's so much about recreational that nobody really cares about medical anymore, and that's
But
sad.
if this thing, I mean, right here it says it serviced the exact. It literally says it served the exact same amount of patients, which means that everybody who went to go get the stuff before got the stuff before. Either they had less money to purchase. They're either growing, which is because they're listening to us talk all the time now. Good on us, kudos, huh? And or it's because the price of cannabis has come down, or there's lower cost options, which some of
there
these
is
things
some
is
lower
not,
cost options, but
Right.
we know what that is. That's lower.
Djibouti.
It's
But
it's boof.
And I'm with
It's worse
you.
than
People
Michigan
can't
boof.
afford the thing though. A lot of the medical patients that exist in this program to begin with come with a fixed income,
Yep.
which is why, like, when I did the thing, I didn't care about. That's the thing. People are stuck in this percentage, money, fucking whatever. Fuck, man. Just get the right thing. Get something that's going to be effective and that actually works. Or grow it yourself, because then you have an abundance of something that didn't cost you as much. But
Right.
it's just silly to me that, like, I don't know. I see people get hyped up about sales still because, well, I don't have a lot of money, so just let me get the sale, whatever. But then I'm not really getting the benefit that I was getting from spending the $60 an eighth. So now I spend twice as much it becomes, I have to go twice to get, 2 eighths that cost me $30 so that I can smoke the same amount that I used to smoke when I had an eighth that was effective. I watch this game dance around a lot, but I don't know. I'm trying to read between the lines here, at least on this thing, because in some instances it feels negative, but in some instances maybe it could be all right, especially if the cost of product has gone down. But you and I have both covered that recently, and
Who knows?
we don't
Tune in next month. We'll tell you whether when they report on Illinois News Joint what it's about. If it continues downward or not, I guess we'll see.
I mean, I just in the ways that it's trending downwards, I just don't feel like hopefully it's because of cost. That's all I'm saying. I'm just hoping that there is more cost-effective options available, but I hope everybody is getting the same level of relief because you know how to use cannabis or something.
And if you don't know how to use cannabis, you can tune into Dave Mondays or Thursday at Peace, Love, and Cope. You should also be able to go to supportdopepeople.com to find links.
That's what I'm talking about.
Maybe we'll even get Dave to make some videos explaining things.
I think that's in the near works.
That'd be a really cool thing.
It's in the works.
Hey, here's some, speaking of like advertising, marketing, here's some actual big news. Cresco Labs, which is based here in Chicago, and they're a marijuana multi-state operator, one of our favorites, obviously.
Woo-woo.
Uh,
Walmart
is launching a new advertising campaign on the Spotify audio streaming service. This is actually big.
It's huge.
It really is.
And it's really cool to me. I'm actually onto it.
Right.
I'm into it.
And so this campaign, this is also from mjbizdaily.com. This campaign targeting Illinois consumers will promote this company's Sunnyside cannabis chain with 30-second audio ads and digital banners through the Spotify app, according to a news release. Now, Spotify has more than 551 million users and 220 million subscribers. If you are listening to us on Spotify, thank you. I know there's a few of you. I think most of you who listen to audio only, i.e. not YouTube, listen via Spotify. So, hey, thank you.
Thank you, Spotify listeners.
Yeah, this important partnership is not only a step in normalizing cannabis, but it also showcases the sophistication and quality of marketing that we have unlocked at Cresco Labs. Corey Rothschild, the company's national retail president, said in a statement. Cresco's move to advertising on Spotify comes at a time when Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter have somewhat eased restrictions for marijuana and hemp operators seeking to market themselves on these social media platforms. You know, speaking of that, on my personal Instagram, just last week, I had a story removed because I don't know. I was thanking my friend at Fire Ferments, gifted me a couple nugs of this 41 Gs, and I was smoking it, and I said, you know, something like, thanks to the homie. And they said it was, their AI said that it was against terms of service or restrictions on sales products or something. And I was just trying to help, you know, just shout out my homie. So yeah, it is a little bit weird out there, you know what I mean, as far as the social media platforms, but that's also because it is federally illegal, and until it's decriminalized and descheduled, you know.
I promise you, I look at statistics and background information. It is not a cannabis game out there. They do not care.
No.
But
well,
it's okay.
SupportoPeople.com.
That's all it's about.
SupportoPeople.com. Anyway, so yeah, that's that news. So hey, that's marketing. That's
it's cool.
Yeah,
I'm into it.
It's fine.
I think at some point, I'd rather see people marketing cannabis than alcohol or cigarettes or fucking tons of shit that they fucking market out there in the world. So, you know, I'm into it. Here's a good one.
Yeah.
The judge blocks Arkansas ban on Delta-8 THC and other hemp products.
That's true.
Right.
Arkansas just their medical is based similarly off of Illinois medical, if I remember my history correctly.
In at least a temporary victory for Arkansas hemp industry, a federal judge blocked enforcement on a recent state ban on products containing intoxicating hemp-derived cannabinoids such as Delta-8 THC.
Yep.
So Arkansas said, fuck that, can't have it, don't do it.
Well,
but a federal judge has come in and said,
nah.
We don't think so, because they followed a federal guidelines, right? Calling the ban confusing and arbitrary, U.S. District Court Judge Billy Roy Wilson on Thursday granted an injunction that stops the state from enforcing it, according to Little Rock TV.
Okay.
There we go. The judge's ruling stemmed from a lawsuit filed by 4 hemp product makers in July, the day before the ban was to take effect. The suit argued the ban was unconstitutionally vague. Arkansas in May began the latest state with a legal marijuana industry to regulate or ban intoxicating hemp-derived products. which have exploded in popularity since the 2018 Farm Bill legalized hemp production nationwide. This 0.03% THC by volume thing is a very loose interpretation of some words.
Well,
right?
five micrograms or 5 microns, right? What is it?
It is
These are arbitrary numbers that people choose. Who decides? I mean, who actually decided that 10 is 10 anyway? But that's like a more philosophical thing. But like they've chosen these numbers.
There's a measurable
based on nothing,
thing, but
based on just
when we're using numbers to communicate, there has to be an interpretable reason.
Yeah, I mean, there has to be there has to be an agreed upon, like, this is this because of this, and people are using bad
Here's
stuff.
why we use fucking pi 3.14 or whatever, and it can't be fucking 3.59.
Right.
So it just is what it is, and to measure then from there is what it is. But it that 0.03 by volume on plant is as vague as somebody telling you 30% by volume in your fucking eighth jar. It means it's not dumb. As much. It just doesn't mean anything, because I can put that into a different context where, again, I don't know. We've talked about it, especially in an industry in Illinois where we have a 15% industry sway. It's allowed for you to be 15% off. And then interpret that again. Is it 15% of the actual number or 15%, considering we're already talking about percentages?
We're talking about the percentage of THC currently.
Right. Yeah, so if we say it's 15%, you mean to tell me I could tell you it's 0 or 30?
Correct.
Or if I tell you it's fucking 20%, I can tell you it's 17 or 23. Right? That's the difference in 15% and 15%. It's just interpretation of the words and how you then use it. So it's weird. But I dig that, at least a federal judge sees that, hey, we put this guideline out there in place and this was our words. If somebody has interpreted it and used it so that they can make something different of it, we didn't say you can't do that yet. So good on the judge.
Yeah, good on the judge. So he wrote in his decision that Arkansas law criminalizes hemp-derived products without an effective exemption for interstate commerce. He noted that Arkansas has the right to restrict Delta-8 products, but can't prohibit transporting them through the state. Now, the case is set to go on trial August 27, 2024. KTHV reported. Now, meanwhile, Congress is set to review the Farm Bill this year, but it's uncertain whether federal lawmakers will address the unintended rise of hemp-derived cannabinoid industry.
Yeah. I don't think so. I don't think that, again, they don't even know what they're talking about, because they're allowing the sales of Delta-9, which is THC. Right. It's so fucking weird, because they put the words Delta-9 in front of it. They've confused literally the people who make the laws about, which is the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life. I'm into it, but the people who make the laws are sitting there going, we don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. It's great.
Well, it's because
they don't know what the fuck we're talking about.
Because they don't actually know.
They literally don't know what THC is. They don't know what CBD is. It all just sounds like some foreign chemically bullshit. They bought into the fucking agenda, and now they get paid to represent the agenda. So there's no fucking way, they're going to change mind on it or try anything so that they could have an actual, mind about it. But also,
politics is for dorks.
Yeah.
De-elect people.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't know enough about.
I don't know. I didn't know what else to.
Yeah, I'm in. Hey, run it. Whatever you're into.
That's what Shane Gillis says. Politics is for dorks.
Hey, he might be right.
He probably is right.
He knows some things about some stuff and dorks.
Yeah.
So
on to good old Virginia.
Oh, Virginia.
Virginia. Yeah. So Virginia is in a lawsuit right now. A lawsuit seeks to undo Virginia's 0.3% total THC limit on hemp-derived cannabis products. So There are 2 hemp businesses and 1 private citizen are challenging a Virginia law that instituted tougher limits on hemp products in Virginia in federal court, saying the new rules cause financial harm to hemp businesses and interfere with interstate commerce. Wow, that's crazy.
Wow.
A federal judge just ruled on that in Arkansas.
Well,
Wow.
and then now
So
we got another lawsuit.
yeah, now we
because-
got another lawsuit.
Bingo. But I like this one's a little bit more like,
Yeah.
why do you have an arbitrary number that doesn't mean anything? You know, the law, which went into effect July 1st, set the maximum amount of THC in a hemp product at 0.3% concentration and 2 milligrams per package. This cutoff has made hundreds of products placed on shelves before July illegal and subject to fines if sold. The lawsuit by hemp producer retailer Northern Virginia Hemp and Agricultural hemp customer Rose Lane and North Carolina-based hemp producer and distributor Franny's Operations argues that was a fucking mouthful.
Yeah, no kidding, right?
Fuck. That if not halted, the law will cause millions of dollars of irreparable harm and cause the banned products to be unavailable in the Commonwealth, exacerbating potential health problems to thousands of Virginians.
They are correct.
Correct.
That is yeah.
There are some people using this as a health product.
Yeah,
and
it is a health product.
Correct.
It's a regulatory part of your endocannabinoid system, which is a natural system within your body. Has nothing to do with marijuana.
Correct. Yeah, marijuana is a bad word.
Don't like no dang old marijuana, it's mine.
The state argues that the plaintiffs argue that the state's definition of legal hemp conflicts with the federal definition. Cannabis with less than 0.3% of specifically Delta-8 THC content. Virginia's law, in contrast, defines legal hemp products as those with less than 0.3% total THC content, which includes not just the most common Delta-9, but also the milder Delta-8 strain and all the natural and synthetic isomers combined.
Yep.
So all your THCO and
Yeah.
omega-10s and whatever the hell they call them, those things are all banned. I don't know. I won't speak to the efficacy of many of them medically speaking. I will about Delta-9 because I'm very aware of its capabilities and potentials. But for some, I've actually seen it do really good things. And I've seen it give some genuinely mild anxiety and depression relief and, even then headaches and nauseas and things. I've seen it kind of help with those as well. So to say it's not effective is ridiculous because I've literally seen people have benefit from them, but these folks are saying that the 0.3% total is different than 0.3% concentration, which is the truth.
Yeah, that is
because
the truth.
by volume, if THC is only 0.3% of the entire product, I can give you a fucking watermelon-sized product and give you thousands of milligrams of THC.
Yeah.
So why are you banning me from making a product that has enough of something? And, a lot of times they're making 10 milligram things or 5 milligram things or 20 milligram
because
things.
the lawmakers don't actually understand it. It's not the people who are making the laws don't understand the laws. Period.
It's not even that they don't understand the laws because that's what they're there to understand. They don't understand the product that they're making laws about. They don't understand the physical structure that goes behind whatever the hell their fake made up words mean.
Right. They're just saying, oh, this is what it should be. And it's probably just, agreement of, okay, this is what we have to say. And it's just,
especially
it's bad.
when rooted in all the propaganda and agendaed bullshit that politicians pick a fucking side. You can't fucking choose. Well,
Politicians aren't writing the laws anyway. Their offices are writing the laws. Think tanks are writing the laws. The politicians are just the figureheads for the specific whatever office. You know what I mean? It's just,
Yeah.
It's all made up bullshit anyway.
I'm with it. I'm with it.
I mean, that's my very Neanderthal opinion of the government. I guess government bad.
Yeah, I mean,
Sure.
I'm out. I'm with you.
Yeah.
I would, like just take care of myself
Yeah,
for the
basically.
most part. But I
Yeah.
also do understand the benefits of some of the governing bodies in the world, and it's hard to,
No.
some of them are okay, maybe.
I mean, there's things
Some
that are
governing
there's
bodies,
things that
maybe
are
not the government.
there's things that are better than.
Yeah,
There's
Yeah.
things that are better than other things.
yeah, I like that.
I wouldn't
That's the
say
truth.
that there's some things that I think are necessary. I'd say it would be better to have
The lesser evil.
Yeah, it would. Well, no, I wouldn't say that. I'd say it's better to have a society that's focused on liberty than a society focused on identity politics. I say one would be better than the other, and so I would say if you know what I'm saying. So yeah. Anyway, on to the next point. Politics is for dorks. Weed Drinks guy at Cantrip guy on Twitter or X or whatever you're calling it. Says directly on the heels of the Arkansas ruling in federal court, if the judge in this case rules similarly, we may see a breakdown of state-specific hemp restrictions across the board, which opens or reopens probably 25 plus states for hemp-derived THC products. There's a huge push right now, and this is somebody I follow because there's a huge push right now in marijuana/cannabis drinks. Now, I know Dave's specific feelings on drinking and the drinking culture.
I'm not against cannabis drinks though.
Oh, okay.
As much. You'd be surprised. but
Okay.
I just think the problem with it is that to make it viable for a lot of people, you put so much sugar in it that you almost have a negative effect against the positive benefits sometimes. And I don't know how I
for
feel
sure.
about that. That's probably where my heart lies on that. But it's
I'd
not-
rather see like a 5 milligram CBD shot, like a 5-hour energy, rather than something crazy.
Yeah, and I've had cannabis drinks actually that I thoroughly enjoy. To be very honest with you, I really liked tonics, and they actually seem to give an effect to me where I don't get affected by edibles, right? But maybe it's because of how I'm digesting whatever. So I think that again, to have it as a method of ingestion, so that people who are not capable of digesting in other ways have another delivery mechanism, I'm fully on board with it. But that's like, again, for at what benefit and what cost? Because a lot of times we're making drinks because we have a drinking culture, which is what you were saying.
Right.
So people now want a can of tonic with a few enough milligrams of THC or whatever so that they can sit there and sip tonics back all day and be social with their drinks and have and start getting giggly and laughy and bubbly and whatever. And I don't know that cannabis evolves into that. It just doesn't.
What I'm saying is that there's a huge push right now for drinks in marijuana and cannabis. Minnesota, I think you're going to see a lot of stuff.
It's been going on everywhere. Colorado's had them.
Cantrip is a specific one that's starting to get into. It's actually starting to get into liquor stores, which is kind of cool. Also, I also know there was an article today about how there's a bunch of cannabis companies that are starting to buy up like different brands from like Anheuser-Busch and stuff like that. Tilray's really starting to get into this market.
I've been to a few bars or restaurants in my life now. One of them specifically up in Michigan that I was more impressed with that had a full menu of CBD drinks.
The bar I went to in St. Louis, actually had some CBD drinks on the
Yeah,
menu.
100%.
Cool.
Tonics and
Yeah.
things of that nature. And then they made
I mean,
a
I
few.
didn't drink any of them, but
No, but they made a few like cocktails with
Yeah.
them too, or mocktail, whatever the fuck you want to call it. But
yeah.
it was super neat. I was impressed to see that being a thing. But you know, I socially drinking cannabis it's not how cannabis is necessarily supposed to be social, and I think it might be an easier transition for somebody who enjoys socially drinking alcohol, but
Yeah.
cannabis social is always been a smoking process, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
And I'm not like, you know,
I'm
I
not
don't, I
into-
don't think
well,
some people aren't into smoking,
well,
which is perfectly fine.
There's all that stuff where you can like put it in your coffee and those sort of additives, and like I know a couple people who really enjoy those.
No, and that, yeah, I mean,
know what I mean?
100%.
But I'm also not going to go pay $27 for a 4-pack of fucking weed spritz or whatever.
No.
You know, that's
Fuck
ridiculous.
no, especially, yeah, fuck no. And there's some of them out there that are like 2 milligrams of THC and 2 milligrams of CBD.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck is that supposed to do to
Yeah,
anybody?
2 milligrams.
You're trying to force people to drink 8 to 10 of these fucking things so that they can get their slow buzz on or something.
Jeez Louise.
But, and
yeah,
then,
but
you
I
know-
bet there's a bunch of people who were drinking those at Mundelein this last
Oh,
weekend.
I bet. Oh, I fucking bet. Ugh.
I definitely talked to a couple people who were like, wait, what's the deal? I was like, you got to put it in dispensary packaging. They're like, I'm going to have to put it under my balls
Yeah, did that, yeah.
or
that's the
something,
way. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
But
I hope you enjoyed Cypress Hill about 20 years too late.
yeah.
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 So
I mean, fucking, you know, whatever.
I'm
it's-
not actually mad. Like you know what? There are and I was just trying to be kind of funny, but I really shouldn't be because there are, nobody would have thought 10 years ago you could have had a cannabis event like that.
No.
So you know what? So
like
we're
you
just
and I
ragging
said
on it.
10 years
because,
ago,
yeah.
you and I were still going to fucking events with cannabis in
That's
my
true.
fucking hand.
Yeah.
Last night I walked into a fucking music venue, dropped fucking a bag with a bunch of fucking mushrooms in the fucking thing. The lady looked at it straight in the fucking eyes and didn't even give a fuck.
Yeah.
Didn't even fucking blink a fucking eye at it. I was like, oh,
Cool.
that went pretty smooth.
Yeah.
So it's not that, do whatever fucking you feel comfortable and safe with, and be safe when you're doing it. Quit being
for sure.
ridiculous. I always lock everything in my trunk. I never have intention to use while I'm driving. I don't try and get blasted or intoxicated. I'm not like that kind of whatever. But the fact that I want to have a good time and kind of, and then I went and, I don't know, whatever. Do you, boo-boo. Just fucking smile and be happy. Love your fucking life.
Dave's going off on a rant. Dave's on a rant.
Just fucking enjoy your life, man.
Enjoy your life,
Enjoy your
man.
fucking life.
Just
and if you want to
enjoy-
go
yeah.
see Cypress Hill 20 fucking years too late and spend too much money on bullshit fucking weed to do so, more fucking power to you. Just make sure you're fucking paying all your house bills and
Yeah.
all that shit before you fucking waste your
Yeah.
money on dumbass shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
still love you all. no
Yeah.
matter
Go
what.
go enjoy your life and do stuff with people.
do stuff and
Man.
things. But mostly if it's disc golfing or
yeah,
smoking weed.
disc golf or smoking weed
and
with
with
your
me,
friends.
and then
yeah.
I'll be all right with that.
Yeah.
We could do that all the time.
Yeah. All right. Cool. So yeah, slow news week, but that's okay. It's not always going to be fun or interesting. Well, no, it is going to be because we're doing it. So it's going to be fun and interesting. Even if it's like
It's in
not so great stuff.
I mean,
But you know what?
fuck
There
the
is
news for not
great.
delivering. I'm gonna deliver every time.
Yeah. Right.
is what I'm
Yeah.
talking
You
about,
know
right?
what I'm saying? So speaking of good things, last Friday of this month, I know you're going to be gone, but Aurora Cannabis Club, it's time for a meetup in September. By the time this comes out next week, it'll be next week? It'll be next week when you're listening to this. Next week.
Yeah.
Come hang out with me. Come hang out with probably Marky from Love Green Culture. Come hang out with Bob. Come hang out with RF Canna.
Nice.
All people that have been dope person of the week. Come hang out. Let's smoke some doinks. It's a September meetup. Join us for another monthly meetup where we discuss all things cannabis. Open discussions and free consultations all night, free to the public. There are plenty of people there who will smell your weed, smoke your weed, and say, how'd you grow this? What strain is this? Super dope. It is a fun time. Grower tips, education, genetics. They're good people. I'm going to be there for sure.
7 to 9 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
At the Ignite Vape.
Yep, that's right next to A&W.
It's in North Aurora.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean...
Those guys have been super cool to us. They got like a little... there's a side room. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know that they're a consumption space, but they're a consumption space.
You know.
All
one and the same.
Yeah, bring your own. It'll be fun. We'll have stickers there for sure.
Nice. Fuck yeah.
And Miss Sativa says she'll bring a fat sack for her birthday. Miss Sativa, also somebody in the cannabis community doing pretty cool stuff. And she's growing the Chicago cut right there, or the Chicago cut. Dave's looking at her Instagram. She's growing the Love Green Culture Chicago cut,
Nice.
which was the cut renamed for Marquis.
That's a big old boosh of fucking...
Yeah,
cannabis.
that's probably all goat stuff from the last goat thing.
Nice.
Remember that video, the girl in the tent getting smoked out that we saw from the event?
Yes.
That's
yes.
her right there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. She's
Alright.
she's cool.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, so that's yeah, come hang out. Dave will be out of town for a wedding, and we're going to try and pre-record. We may not. Who knows? We might just take a week off. That's okay too. And we'll have way more news to come back to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I love y'all. Thanks again.
Yeah, for sure.
It's been another great week.
Yeah, this is episode 13.
Please don't forget to email and comment and like and subscribe and check out supportdopepeople.com.
Yeah, come check it out. Request a sticker pack. You'll get definitely this one. Probably get one of Dave's Peace, Love, and Cope. And then we got some other ones. People have donated. Going to be real cool.
It'll be sweet.
Love you guys. Thank you for everything. Peace.
Later, friends.
Smoke weed every day.
Yo, ding dong, we're done here. Time to go.